The world is buzzing about electric vehicles, or EVs. From the US to China, big names like Elon Musk's Tesla and China's BYD are all in on electric cars. But guess what? Japan's Mazda is cooking up something totally unexpected, and it's got everyone talking. While the entire auto industry is racing to launch more EVs, Mazda has been working in secret, and now they're about to drop a bombshell. Word on the street is that Mazda's engineers are crafting a game-changing hybrid engine. Yes, a hybrid, not a full EV, that could shake up the entire industry and force even the biggest EV companies to rethink their plans. So, what's the big deal about this hybrid engine? It's being called a giant leap forward in technology, something that could revolutionize how we drive and travel. Want to stay in the loop on this tech revolution? Hit that subscribe button so you're the first to know what's next. Let's talk about it. Mazda's CEO recently made a bold declaration. The company's upcoming engine is set to disrupt the entire electric vehicle industry. This announcement has sent ripples through the automotive world. The car industry is buzzing with excitement. Something big is coming. But before we dive into this game-changing tech, let's rewind and see how Mazda got here. Picture a small factory in Hiroshima, Japan, back in 1920. It wasn't building cars, it was making cork for bottles and insulation. That's where Mazda's story begins, as Toyo Cork Kogyo, founded by Jujiro Matsuda. He was a big dreamer with a knack for solving problems, and his little company was about to go on an incredible journey, from cork to cars. Jujiro wasn't satisfied with just making cork. By the late 1920s, he wanted more. The world was speeding up, machines were everywhere, and people wanted to move fast. So, in 1927, his company dropped cork from its name, becoming Toyo Kogyo, and started experimenting with machinery. Then, in 1931, they made a bold move. Imagine this: a quirky three-wheeled vehicle called the Mazda Go, part motorcycle, part truck, zooming through the streets of Hiroshima. Why the name Mazda? It's a nod to Ahura Mazda, an ancient Persian god of light and wisdom, and it also happens to resemble Jujiro's last name. That name carried a spark of big dreams to light up the world with smart, practical machines. The Mazda Go was a game-changer, a zippy three-wheeler that small businesses loved for its cheap and reliable transport. But the 1930s and 40s were rough. World War II rocked Hiroshima. When the atomic bomb hit in 1945, Mazda's factory turned into a makeshift hospital. Still, the Mazda spirit stayed strong. By the end of that year, they were back at it, building trucks to help rebuild their city. That never-give-up attitude became a core part of who Mazda is. Tough as nails, no matter what. By the 1950s, Mazda was ready to aim higher. They started making small four-wheel trucks, but the real magic happened in 1960 with the R360 Coupe, their first passenger car. It was adorable, compact, and didn't break the bank, perfect for Japan's growing car craze. Then, in 1967, Mazda made a bold move with the Cosmos Sport 110S, powered by a Wankel Rotary engine. Unlike regular engines that chug, this one spun smoothly, like a toy top. It was a risky move, but it showed the world Mazda wasn't afraid to stand out. That rotary engine became Mazda's signature. In 1970, they zoomed into America with the R100 Coupe, and drivers loved its lively vibe. By 1978, the RX-7 sports car had won hearts with its cool design and rotary-powered buzz. But the 1970s weren't all smooth sailing. The oil crisis hit, and gas-hungry rotary engines lost some fans. Money got tight too, until Ford stepped in during 1979, giving Mazda the cash and support to keep going. The 1980s brought a fresh start. In 1984, Toyo Kogyo officially became Mazda Motor Corporation, tying the brand and its bold ambitions together. In 1989, Mazda unleashed the MX-5 Miata, a little roadster that was all about fun. It was affordable, lightweight, and built to make you smile. The Miata quickly became the world's top-selling two-seat sports car. Then, in 1991, Mazda hit the jackpot when their 787B race car won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, making them the first Japanese car maker to win that prestigious trophy. However, the 90s weren't so kind. Japan's economy tanked, and Mazda fell into financial trouble. Ford stepped in with additional support to keep the company afloat. With new leadership, Mazda tightened its belt and focused on building cars that were fun to drive, even as they struggled to find stable ground. By the 2000s, Mazda was back in action. Their Zoom Zoom slogan voiced their passion for driving excitement, and cars like the Mazda 3 and Mazda 6 won hearts around the world. In 2008, Ford sold off most of its stake, and Mazda stood on its own, stronger than ever. They began working on new innovations, like Skyactiv technology in 2010, creating engines and cars that were lighter, more fuel-efficient, better for the planet, and still thrilling to drive. Their Kodo design philosophy, called the soul of motion, gave cars like the CX-5 a sleek, almost lifelike look that caught people's attention. Today, Mazda is a major name globally, building more than 1.5 million vehicles annually in factories from Japan to Mexico. Despite their growth, they've never forgotten their Hiroshima roots, a place that taught them how to overcome tough times. From the quirky Mazda Go to the electric MX-30, Mazda's story is one of heart, creating cars that not only take you places, but make the journey feel special. Now, although we're here to talk about Mazda's revolutionary engine and why the CEO believes it will surpass EVs, you first need to understand hybrid engines. The rise of hybrid engines, a game changer for our planet. Imagine a world where your car sips fuel like a camel drinks water in the desert, polluting less, while still getting you where you need to go without a hitch. Sounds like a dream, right? That's where hybrid engines come in. They're changing the game in transportation. As the global focus shifts toward cleaner and more efficient vehicles, hybrid engines are stepping into the spotlight as a practical, planet-friendly solution. But what makes them such a game changer? And why, despite all the hype, are fully electric vehicles, EVs, not the perfect answer? Let's break it down. A hybrid car combines a traditional gasoline engine with an electric motor. Think of it as a dynamic duo. The gas engine handles long drives and heavy lifting, while the electric motor takes care of short trips and city cruising. This teamwork allows hybrids to use significantly less fuel, sometimes cutting consumption by 30 to 50% compared to regular cars.